Here, out here testing this GPS with my speed, and this usually has a 1 or 2 second lag, but I got my cruise control set on 60, well 61 I should say. Let me get back to 60 here. It doesn't give me a definite speed there, but depends on when I'm uphill or downhill. Okay, and it is right dead on it. This has a little bit of lag, so sometimes it shows a mile per hour off, but it's not. It's just a lag in the triangulation of the self-service. But I'm doing a test for a company called Shut Up and Ride. He's out of New York, and I contacted him because of some work that I'm wanting to have done. Let me get off the highway here. But I'm on a 2026 Aprilia Touareg 660, and this bike has 18-inch rear, 21-inch front wheel, and I've got street tires on it instead of the 50/50 dual-purpose tires it comes with, mainly because I ride mostly street. I used to dirt bike race, whatnot. I've got still have my 2020 Yamaha YZ250 two-stroke, but my father, my real dad, passed in 2023, and then I lost my best friend in 2024. He used to race with me. He had a sudden massive heart attack. Anyway, you know, I just kind of got away from that. I miss it, and I'm getting old. I'm 54 years old. My bones hurt. I got arthritis. So anyway, I've been riding a street bike. I'm still on the drag and whatnot, but this is my road bike. It's just when I want to get out and cruise. I don't really want to go ride the dragon. Sometimes I take it up there, but it's showing correct 38, 38. But I want to help the handling of this bike a little bit more for when I do want to take it up to the dragon. And I was looking into motard conversions, and the Aprilia Touareg, there's not really any company out there that advertises that, because it's not really a dirt bike, you know, it's an adventure bike. But some adventure bikes do have 17-inch front, 17-inch rear wheels. So I figured I would look into finding a company that could make me some custom wheels, and I found a company in France, of all places, another country, Paris, France, and it's called Pisces Racing. I think I mentioned it in my last video when I was on the Touareg. And they will do front and rear 17. I think it's a 160, 55, 17 rear, and then a regular sport bike front rear 17, 120, 70. And I won't say what that cost. This is expensive, but you know, if you're gonna play, you're gonna pay. But I knew I would have to have some kind of speedometer correction, but you know, newer bikes have ABS and traction control, so I knew I'd have to have something there too, since the front wheel will be a lot smaller. But so I didn't know. I knew they had these tone rings, ABS tone rings, on the front wheels and the back wheel, and I didn't know how it read the speedometer. Some bikes use the transmission sensors, like the old bikes did, but I knew these bikes probably read off one of the front or the rear sensors. So I contacted Shut Up and Ride, and he asked me if I could send him my OEM ones off the bike, which absolutely. You know, anything to help the cause. You want to get the parts right the first time. So, very reasonable. And they ask you on there if your speedometer is correct. And the only way to know that is if you have a Garmin or something like that that shows, wave. It shows your speed by GPS, which I do have that. And I knew it was off, because if I was running 60 miles an hour per the dash of the bike, GPS was showing 55, 56. So I let him know that. So I sent off my OEM rings, and I told him what I was doing with the motard conversion and what size tires I would be using there. So he made me rings for those wheels when they do get them made and get them sent to him. And he said it takes 30 days production out of France for the wheels. So I'm still waiting on those. But anyway, he sent me a correction ring for the OEM tires to fix the speedometer. So I'm not always, you know, I'd be on the highway doing like 60, or if I was on a 45 zone, and if I was showing 45, everybody's on my ass, because I'm actually doing only like 41, 42. So it's kind of annoying. But knowing I had the GPS, I knew why they were on my ass, so I would speed up. But anyway, for a couple $100, he made my custom rings, and he fixed my speedometer for my stock rings, for my stock wheels. And I'm just tickled to death. So, and he's not sponsoring me or anything like that. Per YouTube rules, if somebody's sponsoring you, you have to announce that. You have to make that known. So I'm making that known. He's not sponsoring me in any way. I'm doing this because I'm a happy customer. And if anybody else wants, you know, if you just want to correct your speedo, a lot of bikes are 4 to 8% off, and that's a lot. And you know, if you're out here running the interstate doing 80 miles an hour, you know, that could be 8 miles an hour difference if you're 8% off. And you know, why not make it correct? Now I know it might be off 1 or 2 miles per hour. It depends on what kind of tires you're using. There are different diameters and different brands, maybe even the same size. We see that a lot with, you know, slicks, the street tires. They have different diameters, even though they show the same size on the sidewall. But I think that's my neighbor. Don't get. Here's my house. I want to show you guys what these rings look like. Of course, you already know, but give you an idea. But what he sent me looks better than my new ones. But get in contact with him. I'm going to put the link in the description. Here's my new ABS tone ring. As you can see, now the front is the original, and it's like a flat black, kinda. I guess it's just, maybe it is. Yes, it's not flat black, but what he sent me looks the same. But what it is they go by these little slots here, these little bands and slots, and however many there are is what determines the calibration. And so, you know, he figured up how much I was off at 60 from what I told him from the GPS, and he corrected it. So as you see, it's right on the money. I'm just tickled to death. And I've got the new ones for the motard wheels. Whenever I get those, then I'll do another video then. But anyway, I'll leave the link in the description for shutupride.com, and get in contact with him, his website. And he does some other stuff too, so, you know, look around on his website, because he makes plastic auxiliary tanks for KTM, I think 790, 890. He's got a video out there. I think he has a YouTube channel. But look him up. I mean, I didn't know such places existed. I just Googled it and found him, and I'm glad I did. Very reasonable price. I would have paid a lot more. I really would have. But I just wanted to show this to my viewers and anybody else out there that's looking for something like that. It can be done. All right. Peace out.